Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sylvia and my channel is all about art and craft. Now, I did promise that I was going to do a video of my new studio. So, let's go. So, I've got one desk here and I've actually done the epoxy work on it. I had transformed it a while back and I've got things that I actually have up for sale. Not a great setup at the moment, but it'll do. And as you can see, I'm sort of tucking things away underneath there for the minute. I'm still in the process of trying to organise things a bit better. So I'm going to excuse some of the mess that I still have. Unfortunately, when you're trying to reorganise things to make it better, you generally create a bit of a mess. But remember the shelving that I had back in my old studio? Well, that's here, one of them anyway. We sort of decided I need to put one up, which was the biggest one, which has been very helpful, and all my folders with all my dies and my stamps, they're still there. And I've actually created now a little thing which has got all the stamps in alphabetical order written on there, because if one of my students wants to grab a stamp, they can go to that and then grab the appropriate folder. They know exactly where to find it. It's no longer just me knowing where everything is, so I had to keep that in mind. But as you can see, I still have to finish sorting this out, make it more user-friendly even for myself. I actually made this yesterday, which is just out of some chipboard, and I used some nice pattern paper. I'll be creating something else very shortly as well, which can go downstairs in the reception area, so I can actually display some of my cards. So if you want to see a video of me doing it, let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely do it for you. It was kind of a little bit of a challenge, because trying to figure out, well, what sizes do I need? I just played it by ear and just went for it and adjusted where I needed to. So, and here's my old toolbox that I'm still busy using, and you know, still got everything sort of labelled. Some of them I've removed the labels because they're no longer relevant, because I've moved things around. Like this one here, I actually have die cuts in them that I've pre-made, because the one thing I've discovered is, I mean, when you're being creative and you want to use dies, it is time consuming. So I thought, well, in order for me to create more, I'm better off just pre-cutting the ones that I use the most, so that all I have to do is just, you know, ink them up or whatever, and, you know, use them on whichever project. And I've got more tubs up here where I haven't got anywhere to put them in at the moment. So, and I've got things like doilies in here which I purchased, but I've got you know, some swans and butterflies. I've still got to work on this a bit more, and you know, like your crosses and things. But yeah, that's something I'm still working on. All my scrap paper I've now got in here, because the one thing I've discovered was I never went to my scrap, so I wanted it out. That's not going to live here. I'm going to have to find a home for it. So, and then I actually got this filing cabinet for free, and it actually holds like my cardstock, and again, I've got everything labelled. So I've got all my cardstocks in here, you know, my white, my coloured, you know, pearlized cardstock, and I can remove this scrap cardstock one because that doesn't apply anymore. Whoops. And I've got my big bundle sitting right at the back here, and my big coloured cardstock, the 12 by 12, that's also laying in here because if I stand it up then I can't shut the door. So, and then in here I've got all my pattern paper. Yeah, it again, the big ones, and there's the one that I was using for my project that I did yesterday. These cost me $2.50 each, so, and I've got, I think, 2 more left. Yeah, I've got 2 left, so I'm sort of thinking about going back and, you know, maybe grabbing 10 of them, because I kind of like that. It gives it an awesome effect, I reckon. And then down here I've got specialty craft items, so, you know, things like glitter cardstock, vellum, mirrored cardstock, embossed cardstock, some fun foam, some floral foam, glitter foam, felt, tissue paper, decorative tissue paper. These are awesome. I'm not joking. Right, check this out. I haven't used this one yet, but I want to. But yeah, these ones just cost me $4 for a whole pack. So, and we've got some with flowers and butterflies on it. Then we've got the ivory tower with some butterflies and flowers. And this is one of my favourites. This one is just amazing. But yeah, I've got them as well. And then I've got my acetate and my magnet sheets that I use for my folders. So, and here I've got an area where parents can sit. And then of course I've got other things floating around, like a bit of canvas and things like that, some wood. Then my dressmaker figurine is sitting there, and I've got a shelf with a whole heap of stuff in it that still needs to be sorted, with all my paintbrushes and that up the top there. And then I've got all, like these 2 cupboards, and they hold things that kids shouldn't get hold of. Things like my torch, you know, spray cans, those sort of things. So I wanted to make sure they're safe. And eventually I will be getting into woodworking, but this will actually end up moving. Because, and I'll show you in a minute, there's actually an area that we're going to try and set up, so I do woodworking in that particular area and just keep this area for crafting. Now my husband was very creative. He used old doors that he got for free to kind of put a divider in, so I didn't have to look at his mess on the other side, which is beautiful. But I've got, you know, a couple of tables here. This one currently I'm using to do epoxy work, so that's why there's plastic on top. And this is actually one of the artworks one of my students done. When she comes back next week, she's got to sand it back and put a second coat on there, just a clear coat. So, and this is generally the area where we do our craft work. And whenever I get the munchies, I have some homemade muesli bars. So yeah, and my other toolbox over there, and right over there that's where we're going to set up for woodworking. So, but there you have it. Oh, and all my students, they have a little drawer now where they can keep their work that needs drying or whatever, so they can put it in there, and if it's too big then they can just put it at the top there. So that's one of my other students that's creating that. And I've got a little student trolley here as well. We've just got, again, everything is labelled, so you know, you've got clay tools, stamping tools, crayons, gel pens, apron, hot glue gun, quilling tools, paint brushes, paper craft tools, ink pads, sketching tools and clay tools. So, you know, but yeah, and this one here, I've got to take that off because that's where I used to keep student tools in it, and yeah, you know, like, it's not exactly super big. Oh, I left one behind, see? Yeah, having a trolley for them kind of worked out much better. So eventually I'll do another update once, you know, things have changed again, just to show you, you know, like, you can keep improving it, and it doesn't matter what sort of size area you've got. So there's always ways of improving things. So yeah, anyway, I will see you guys in the next video, and again, let me know in the comments below if you want to see me create a stand to display my cards. I'll see you guys in the next video, and also, if you haven't done so already, please give us a thumbs up, because it'll really help us out. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe so that you get to see my videos as soon as they come up. Okay, see yous later.